Nice to see everybody this morning, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to speak to you today. My name is Ben Farrell. As I was introduced, I'm the Chief Executive of CIPS. It's the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply, and we are the body responsible for the promotion of the profession of procurement and the supply chain around the world. So I wanted to talk a little bit about our work in a moment, but most of all I wanted to talk initially about my experience of the last 6 months to you, because I've recently become the Chief Executive 6 months ago, and in that time I've had the opportunity to travel around the world and visit many nations and see what's going on. I've been to almost all the continents of the world, and I've spent time with vast enterprises, public sector, private sector, startups. I've seen some of the best innovation in the world. I've seen the detail of the future in some areas of the world. I've spoken to academics, and I've spoken to futurists, and I've spoken to supply chain professionals in every corner of the world. And the thing that I often talk about is what's happening here in Saudi Arabia. So the first thing I wanted to do was to put a mark down and say, with all sincerity, congratulations to you all and your part in transforming this great nation. What is going on here is truly exceptional and is a beacon of outstanding ambition in the world today. I often say that wherever I am. So I just wanted to start by saying I admire very much what you're doing, and it's not just about the physical activity that you can see underway. And last night in our CIPS Awards, which was a magnificent evening to recognize all that's going on here and in the region, we were able to recognize, for example, the work at Red Sea Global and other great projects like that. But it's not just the physical presence, it's the attitude and the feeling and the ambition and the energy that you all give us. And I've taken this back to my own nation, the United Kingdom, and shared it with our own government and encouraged them. And I'm now involved in creating a new vision for our nation that's been inspired to me by your work here. So many congratulations. I seriously admire what you're doing. As for CIPS, CIPS is a fabulous organization. It's existed since 1932, amazingly, in a piece of serendipity and a piece of extraordinary repetition of history. CIPS was created, and the short version, it was created in response to something called the Smoot-Hawley Act, made in America to introduce tariffs on foreign goods imported into the United States to protect American business against international competition. So in 1932, they introduced tariffs on 20,000 goods, including steel. And there were lots of steel professionals in London who got together and decided that they needed a response to this. And CIPS was created as a trading organization to share best practice knowledge and work together to create collaborative future success. So our history goes all the way back to then, and the organization has changed quite a lot over time, as you would well imagine. It's always been evolving. And I've arrived as a chief executive at a time of great change and great excitement. So my other thing, apart from recognizing what's happening in Saudi Arabia, is I wanted to put a marker down that I believe this is a moment in time for several reasons. I'll explain why the profession of procurement and supply chain will increasingly be preeminent in our world. I would like you to think about great leaders leading businesses, and I believe there are more and more of those emerging. Look at Tim Cook. Tim Cook runs Apple. Mary Barra runs General Motors. and the chap whose name I can't remember runs Alibaba. These are people with supply chain and procurement backgrounds, and I believe this is because of the nature of business today. And more professionals who've been supply chain and procurement professionals will be leading businesses in the future. And I tell you why this is, apart from the fact that CIPS is here to help them through their professional lives with their professional development. And our role is the proliferation of knowledge and capability around the world. It is our job to share that and create capability and allow organizations and individuals to be the very best version of themselves professionally. And we've been doing that for 90 years, as I mentioned before, and we will continue to do that. But now is the time where there's an opportunity to really believe in this. And I tell you why this opportunity exists, because for however long, and it was mentioned this morning, we've all been managing geopolitical disruption and uncertainty and risk to our businesses, and we've got really good at it. Supply chain professionals are experts at it, and this is going on to this day. So that's not going to change. That is unlikely to change in the world we're going to live in the future. Also, the problems we're facing have become incrementally and progressively more and more challenging. So you can't solve them on your own. You need a team of people. And you'll all know from your experience in the jobs you do today that you're really good at bringing teams together to solve problems, to create outcomes, to establish contracts and network thinking, creating collaborative endeavors to solve problems for the best outcomes of your business. It's also worth thinking about the future of the world we're going to live in. By 2050, the population of this planet is estimated to be 9.7 billion people. Today it's about 8 billion people. 65% of those people are estimated to be living in urban environments. Have a think about the water supply, the food supply, implications of those, and energy itself. And there are new amazing technologies emerging like Lunergy. Lunergy is about harvesting solar energy in vast solar panels in space by the moon and then microwave beaming this energy to Earth. One of these days, we can project energy in a microwave beam from space to Earth to provide enough power to provide the whole of this planet with energy. But think about what that means for the distribution through supply chain of energy and the procurement of that. So this is why the problems we face are more complex. The way we respond to them needs to be collaborative, and they need the sort of people who can think in a networked and joined up way, which is exactly what you all do. When you think about the nature of business today, it's no longer an entity. Your business is no longer a single entity. It's about a collaboration of lots of people pulling together to create one successful outcome for everybody's mutual benefit. And more of that network thinking and the way business will operate will become obvious in the future. I used to be one of the leaders of one of the big businesses in the UK called John Lewis and Waitrose. We had 350 supermarkets, a big department store, an online presence of the biggest and most popular retailer in the UK. I started to work there in 2011. I think we had 7 IT providers, 7% of trade was online, and I left 70% of trade is online, and we probably have about 900 different companies in different levels of technology enabling that. So I'm talking about a new paradigm, the way businesses come together as a vast collaborative endeavor. And those people who have worked in the supply chain are familiar with that sort of collaboration and problem solving. The other thing that people always talk to me about is AI and the advent of AI and whether this is a threat to your jobs. This is a huge opportunity because this takes away processing and the work that you can become more productive about it, but it also liberates us to provide a brand new opportunity to think about business outcomes, think about the value, think about leading and going to the CEO and thinking how new AI can enable businesses. I was in Australia recently and I was working with some guys and they were telling me about what they were doing. And the story is long about what's happened even in the 6 months. The dial has moved so far in AI. And I can tell you that some of the best organizations are now working with their supply base to drive in productivity and efficiency. So they're now reaping the benefits. In South Korea, they told me that they were 10% more productive as a nation now as a result of enhanced AI and the way they're working there. So people, I'm now got to the end of the idea that people saying somehow this is a threat to what they're doing. The answer is this is an opportunity, and we must take it, because this will elevate the profession to a new level. And the final thing I wanted to say why this is super relevant for the future is about values and what we believe in ethical behavior. In 1932, when CIPS was created, the whole idea was it was about being able to trade together with people you trusted and people you really wanted to do business with. You knew that they would honor their contracts. You knew that they would be reliable partners. And this is something that you can see that CIPS is promoting around the world. These are the people we want to do business with. So through all those things we've seen and all those advents of new creative technology in the world that we're going to live in, this is why I believe fundamentally that we are entering a new paradigm for this profession. And increasingly, you'll see that. So for example, at CIPS, we are responding by creating a new course which takes the CPO to the CEO. We're training people for the next big step, to take a step across the bridge from being the chief procurement officer to the chief executive officer of big organizations. We're going to help children understand what it's all about, the future of business, the future of the world, supply chain and procurement in their schools, and we're going to be their partner for life. So we're going to be CIPS for life. We're going to help everybody progress through their career. So if you don't know so much about what we do, may I humbly ask you speak to our team. We have a team based in Faisalia Tower, actually, here amazingly, and they're available to you morning, noon, and night to talk about how they can help your businesses and you individually become increasingly successful about what you're doing. And we're here to help you, and honestly, we've been doing that since 1932, and we've been doing it very, very successfully, and we're expanding our operations around the world. We're here. We've got quite a strong presence in the region. We're opening new offices in East and West Africa this year, in the Caribbean, in India, and somewhere else I can't remember right now. But we are growing as an organization. We have members of our organization in 180 countries around the world. And from those, for example, today, we're drawing together information about the impact of the new tariff regime. So what we can do is give a really good perspective about what's going on in the world in supply chains and offer that to others to share knowledge and educate everybody. I don't have so long today to talk to you, but I just wanted to share that with you. Firstly, congratulations. Secondly, we're at a moment in time where this profession is on the cusp of something fabulous, and we're here through CIPS to help everybody fulfill their potential. Thank you so much. Nice to see you all, and have a fabulous day.